were talking about getting COVID shots.
Yes.
And I was told you had to have a doctor's prescription, to get a COVID shot, regardless of your age. So I got my doctor's prescription, and I walked into Weiss where I get my COVID shot. Weiss, okay. Get my COVID shot, and they said, well, the state of West Virginia changed their mind as of yesterday. So as of yesterday morning, you do not need a prescription.
Yeah. Did you have to look at a checklist to show if you suffered from any of these?
Oh, yeah. That's standard. They do that all the time. But it's just that now you no longer need a doctor's prescription, at least in my age bracket. And I don't know if that applies to other age brackets or not. Don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's welcome back the Admiral Bill Stubblefield. I'd introduce him again, but he's already.
I already talked.
He's already in.
I'm already in. But I'll introduce Maria for you.
Go right ahead. Maybe you could do an intro for her like you did for Mark.
Are you kidding me? I'm not about to touch it today. Maria came at me with fangs out a while ago.
Maria, good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
And let the record show, because this is radio, nobody saw that when Bill did the fangs thing, he actually did claws. Fangs would be in your mouth, Bill. These would be claws in your hands.
Well, it's easy to show with your hands and kind of curl the lip back.
It's all good. It's all good. So I'm back from Canaan Valley, where I was last week.
Yes.
Accompanied the judge on a conference. I didn't do much of the conference stuff, but I hiked and walked around, and just such a beautiful part of the state. And the corridor, 2 hours and 15 minutes door to door. You go to Wardensville, and then you're on an interstate until you get to whatever it is, Davis or Thomas. I think Thomas is where you get off, but it's pretty amazing. And there's like 5 cars on it. So
yeah, it is an underutilized
It
roadway.
is underutilized for sure.
And along that subject, I think there's around 10 or 11 folks that have applied for the Supreme Court seat vacancy, 2 of which are from the Eastern Panhandle.
I heard that yesterday.
Laura Faircloth and
Steve Redding.
Thank you.
So welcome back our guests at this time. He is Hall of Famer Matt Miller, former member of this place at a full-time basis, and a frequent Tuesday co-host, I might add, as well. Mr. Miller, welcome back.
Good to be here. Sorry I missed yesterday morning, but we had our first huddle of the new school year at North Middle School. So I had a good time with a group of about 14 at North yesterday morning.
Very nice. And you didn't come empty-handed. You brought some donuts with you. This has been a big treat week. We got cookies and donuts in the last couple of days.
I do have to say they are the leftovers. So they're probably the adult donuts, because we had a huddle at South this morning, and I had 3 dozen donuts, and there are 4 left. So that's each of you 3 in studio, and Dylan as well. And but like I say, those are the ones that the kids went, So they're probably perfect as adult donuts.
They're not leftovers,
because they're not
Matt.
chocolate.
They're
not chocolate. That's why.
Are the teeth marks in?
No teeth marks or fingerprints. They're all good and ready to be eaten.
And you brought with you a guest.
Yes. I'm excited to have Mason Hughes joining us this morning, a soccer player from Martinsburg High School, and is going to be one of our speakers at our upcoming Fields of Faith, which is this Sunday.
All right, Mason, welcome to the show, man.
It's good to be here.
Great to have you. What grade are you in?
I am a senior this year.
Senior? What are you doing next year? Any idea yet?
Going to play college soccer somewhere.
Nice.
Hopefully study exercise science, get into that occupational therapy route.
Cool. Yeah. What age did you start playing soccer?
I've been playing since I was about 4 years old.
So you should have it down by now.
I'd say.
Yeah. Where on the field are you?
Forward. I like to score goals.
Yeah. How's your
score goals? Good for you.
Yes. Scoring goals makes people happy.
It does indeed.
By the way. Yeah. How's your left foot?
It's getting better.
Getting better? Yeah.
Over the years.
So I used to run the youth soccer program around the community where I live, and we used to bring every year these coaches from the UK would come over, and they would do the clinics to get the coaches licensed and trained and all that good stuff. And we did this one weak foot drill, and the coach, who was a great guy, I got to know him pretty well over the years when he would come over. If you would try to use your weak foot, and if you're right-footed, that'd be your left foot, and you kind of flub the shot, you had to yell, "My left foot is rubbish," with an English accent. So I started doing this drill with my kids when I was coaching U10s, right? So these are all 8 and 9-year-olds. We worked one day. We just worked on nothing but weak foot. And every time you had to take your shot with your weak foot, if you didn't score, you had to yell in an English accent, "My left foot is rubbish." And the kids thought it was so much fun, it worked against me. They started intentionally messing up with their left foot so they could yell, "My left foot is rubbish." But I assume your left foot is not rubbish, Mason.
Over the years, it's gotten better.
Gotten
I
better.
would say. I would say.
Keep working. Keep
Yes,
You're
working.
on
sir.
the left side of the goal. You take it with your left foot, right?
Sometimes.
It's supposed to, but he's
If you want to score the goal, I hear you. I hear you. Well, it's interesting too. Both of my now adult children played high school, and my son played college soccer, and even at the D2 and 3 levels now, it's infiltrated with European players.
100%.
Yeah, and you're just like, how can I push my way in? Not on the lady side, less so, but definitely on the guy side. It's where they come to play.
All right,
So-
Mason, just start using that Euro accent, man, and you'll have them all fooled.
And you're good.
Maybe my left foot won't be rubbish. Yeah.
Good catch. Good catch. I like
What's Martinsburg's record so far this year?
Well, that's we're 7-6-1 after last night. Tied Hedgesville. It was a tight game, but it's this season's just not. The record doesn't show how well we actually are and how good we are, but
Well, you got time yet.
And
Yeah,
people
definitely.
people who don't follow soccer don't understand. Well, I don't mean to, to make such a broad-based statement, but I will. You're 2-1 or 1-0 or 3-2. I mean, those are close games, so not 9-0 or 6 I mean, that's ridiculous. It doesn't really happen all that much. So they're tight. And where do you play in the off season? Do you play club ball somewhere?
I do play club ball for West Virginia Soccer Club.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Very nice. Well, it was not for soccer that we brought Mason in.
Sorry,
this morning.
I got carried away.
It was a fun conversation still, nevertheless. Matt, you've got the Fields of Faith coming up. You can tell us about that, and Mason's role in that.
Yes, Fields of Faith is something that Fellowship of Christian Athletes has done across the country since 2004. It was a concept that came from one of our staff members out in the Midwest in 2002. Took a couple of years to come together, and that first year in 2004, they had students gather at schools in 3 states. It was Oklahoma, Arkansas, and I think it may have been Texas. But they had about 6,000 students at various schools that came together, and it became a movement that just grew throughout the years. And the whole goal is peers encouraging peers. So the goal of our evening, which will be this Sunday evening at Fields of Faith, is that we'll have 5 local students, 3 high school and 2 from Shepherd University, who are going to share their testimonies of faith in Christ and how God has been working in their lives. And we'll have a worship team from a local church that, again, will be mostly led by youth. And then we have a guest speaker that will close things out, sharing his testimony, and his name is Ryan Morse. That's Morse, not the Morris that some might think of around here. But Ryan was a Division I college baseball player, now runs an outfit called Crucible Performance down in Frederick, and I'm really looking forward to his testimony as well. I was hopeful he might be able to join us this morning, but he texted me the first thing this morning, in fact, at 5:30, Rob Mario time almost, and said, hey, Matt, I just can't, my schedule today. But he did tell me this, and I love it. He says, hey, hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. I just realized I never responded about the radio show. I got to go out of town suddenly last week as one of our athletes made his Major League Baseball debut. And he said, it just put all my timing off, and I totally forgot to respond.
Chase.
I immediately sent back this morning, and I said, hey, by the way, that didn't have to be Chase DeLauder did it. And he said, it was. I've trained and mentored him since 2018. I love that guy.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, so Ryan's business there has worked with Chase. And so, yeah, he was there in Cleveland last week for the debut. And
Have you heard when Chase went up to bat, they would play Country
Yes.
Roads the whole time? It was
that's
very
awesome.
cool.
And the whole
Very
stadium would sing, because
Yeah.
everybody sings when they hear that song.
Even in Ireland, Bill.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly right.
Yes,
If you haven't heard Bill's Ireland story on that. So tell us Mason's story about how he came to be part of this, Matt.
Well, Mason's been a part of our FCA since South Middle School. And
sixth grade,
yeah, so this year as a senior, he's part of the leadership team at Martinsburg High. And I was just so excited when, as the school year was just getting started, I think before it really barely even got started, I got a text message, and Mason just simply said, "Hey, Mr. Matt, I want to share with you what God has been doing in my life this summer." And as I read through the text, he said, "I'm already starting to write it down, and I would love to share at Fields of Faith." And I was like, this is awesome. This is our 5th Fields of Faith, and this is the first time I've had a student actually reach out to me before we've kind of approached students. And so I was like, yes, let's get together. We met and had lunch at Panera Bread, talked a little bit, just really encouraged, and I'm excited for him to be able to share his story.
Mason, it's unusual for most people to volunteer to do public speaking. Most people, that's the last thing that they'd rather do in many situations, but you volunteered to do this. Why is that?
It was just something that I felt heavy on my heart, and felt that was the next step in my faith.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that opportunity and seeing what I had laid in front of me, I knew that I would regret it if I didn't take that chance. So I had to reach out to Matt. I had to write stuff down, and I just know that that's going to help me in the long run, for sure.
That's great. Can you tell us a little bit about your story and your faith and how you kind of came about to strengthen it?
Absolutely. So kind of grew up in a Christian household, just kind of wasn't a very strict Christian household, but it was, we went to church every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we could say that. And it was just kind of off and on, like every year. We would just kind of go to church, not go to church, go to church, not go to church. So it was just kind of a lukewarm Christian household, I guess you could say. And this year, I broke my right collarbone 2 separate times. And the first time, I had this realization that life is just so much better than we could ever imagine in any sort of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to that conclusion in my head really set the foundation for my relationship with Christ, because knowing that we have him at all times really just brings a sort of comfort. So I broke my collarbone once, and I was like, man, this sucks, but that actually brought me closer to Christ. And then the second time came around, and it was just really hammering all the nails with my relationship with him.
Yeah, I think for many of us, we kind of drift in and out of a relationship with Jesus, with God, with whoever you worship, right? And then when you get to your low times, I think is kind of when it gets reestablished and rebonded. And I guess the trick is to kind of keep it going all the time, right? So when you're able to accomplish that, then I guess you've kind of done something that most people can't do, maybe won't do, or just kind of forget to do. Sometimes you get busy with so many other things. How do you keep your religion central to you with what you're doing in your teenage life, which can be pretty crazy? It's not easy being a teenager.
Not at all.
I don't have to tell you.
Especially in this day and age, it's super.
Yeah.
It's a hassle, but finding good Christian people to surround yourself with, finding the right friends, finding the right peers, finding the right mentors, like Matt, for example, just always having that backbone to kind of fall on, is just crucial. Always staying in the Word, constantly reading the Bible, constantly in prayer. It's just all super. It builds on each other, and it builds your relationship with God, plain and simple.
Yeah. Maria.
So I guess this is more a question for Matt. So is the fellowship interdenominational, or do you have people from all different, not faiths, but, different churches, so to speak, who participate?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We have a number of churches that support our ministry. FCA is a missionary ministry.
Okay.
And so all of our support for my full-time position, for 3 other part-time positions that we have for ministry and so forth, all comes from donations from the community. And so we have several churches that support. For this particular event coming up, there are probably 8 or 10 churches with youth leaders and youth groups that are all helping to support, as we have kids from those various churches that are a part of our FCA ministries. And so, yeah, we are considered non-denominational.
Okay.
We have a basic statement of faith as to the important elements of our Christian faith, and then as far as certain other elements, leave that up to the local church and the students' decision to attend whatever that local church may be.
How many do you expect to attend this weekend?
We are hopeful to have at least 300, maybe even up to 500. Last year we had about 250 that attended. This is our 5th year. Our first 2 years actually, we did it at Martinsburg High School at their football field, and we did it on a Wednesday night, so it was in the middle of the week, and we would get 100, 150. And then we went to Musselman High School and did it on a Sunday evening and saw our numbers grow a little bit. And then last year, the Lord opened the door that we could be at the Berkeley County Youth Fairgrounds. Certainly something we weren't looking for, but when the opportunity presented itself, we thought, a neutral site sounds good. With all the competitiveness that comes from the schools within our area, to be talking to kids at Hedgesville and Musselman about, hey, come to this event at Martinsburg High School. I'm not going to Martinsburg High School. Or vice versa. Hey, everybody, we're going to Musselman this year. I'm not going to Musselman High School. But the youth fair, it's neutral. Everybody come. And the other element, too, is we invite everybody to come. While we want as many of our young people to be there as possible, one of the reasons we wanted to come on and share today, we want the whole community to come. We want as many people, young and old alike, to come and hear folks like Mason and how is God working in their life. We hear so much negative about young people, right? And so here's an opportunity to really celebrate the positive and some young people that are going in the right direction and are going to be real strong folks within our community.
So I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mary.
You have how many young people will be giving testimony then, and then?
We have 5 that will give testimony locally before our keynote testimony. And so we have Mason, who is going to share from Martinsburg. We have Eli Greenberg from Spring Mills High School. Meredith Waddell is at Musselman High School. And then 2 of our Shepherd University students. I'm excited to hear from Ian Gadd, who is a soccer player, and also to hear from Emily Ryder, who is a volleyball player there at Shepherd. So we'll have 5 testimonies. All of those will range roughly 5 to 6 minutes, and then our keynote will go for about 25 minutes. By the time we add in our worship and a couple of other scriptural elements, we're looking at starting at 6 o'clock with some pizza and games. So for about 45 minutes, a chance for everybody to kind of mill around, get to know one another. If they're running late, they don't have to worry. Hey, we've got 45 minutes. And then about 6:45, we'll be at the amphitheater at the Youth Fairgrounds, and we'll start with our worship and then have our testimonies, and we figure we'll wrap up about 8:30.
Matt Miller from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes with us here as well. Mason Hughes, soccer player at Martinsburg High School, who'll be giving his testimony at the Fields of Faith this weekend at the fairgrounds. And Matt, you stopped working here full-time, 4 years ago now?
Yeah, 2021. I went part-time in, August of 2021, and that gave me a chance to be part-time here and part-time still raising my support with FCA, and then was able to go full-time with FCA in January 22.
All right, so you think about from when you took over this responsibility after a lot of prayer and consultation with your wife, Dale, in 22 and where you are now in 25. How much more work do you need to do in the Eastern Panhandle to get this to where you want it to be, or are you there already?
That's an interesting question because you don't want to get ahead of God, right? In other words, I don't want to be doing things just because Matt Miller wants to do things. Because if the Lord is not in it, I'm going to fall on my face and it's not going to work. We've got a chance. My role as an area director is Berkeley, Morgan, Jefferson, and we've done some ministry at Hampshire High School and Cape and Bridge Middle School, so we've added Hampshire County as well. And right now we're looking to bring on a young man out of Frankfort High School up in Ridgely, West Virginia, who wants to serve and be an FCA representative in that area, and talking with our state director, Keith Tyler. Currently, that's going to fall in our area as well. So, we look at it and go, in the Eastern Panhandle, we have just the 4 counties with Hampshire. We have 23 schools that we could have some kind of ministry in. The main part of our ministry, while we're doing our Fields of Faith event this Sunday evening at the Youth Fairgrounds beginning at 6, one of our big things is having Bible study groups that meet in our middle schools, high schools, and at Shepherd University. And so, there are still many schools that we're not in, some schools that we're only able to meet maybe once a month that we would love to be able to meet at least twice a month or even weekly. We do have many schools, Shepherd University included, Martinsburg included, that meet weekly. And so there's still a lot that could be done. I know personally I would love to see an area representative that would be able to focus just in Jefferson County. I would love to see a young man and a young woman who would be able to be considered full-time chaplains at Shepherd University. I mean, you've got 16 sports in men's and women's, and all of those athletes and coaches who, need people in their lives to support them and encourage them and share the Lord with them. Sports is not easy, right? You deal with failure but you got to know how to deal with success and things as well. And, especially for coaches, there's a lot of time that goes in to, athletics. And
I've heard.
So, and you know what it's like. And you've got a wife at home and you've got kids and, you've got responsibilities. You need people around you that can help you in those areas as well. So I'd love to see where we could get, a couple of chaplains down there. So are we where we want to be? Sure, because I think the Lord's, directed where we are to this point. I feel confident and comfortable in the things that are going on. Is there a lot more to do as the Lord continues to bring people on board? Yeah, absolutely.
Mason, so when you look around your peer group, are many of those kids religious, or do many of them go to the huddles that you go to?
It's definitely growing, for sure. From the time that I started going to FCA in 6th grade to now, it has taken a drastic jump. So a lot of my close friends are, and we're kind of all working together to kind of strengthen our relationship in Christ with one another. So kind of having that friendship centered around Christ. But a lot of my peers, he is working. He is working around everybody, and it's definitely showing at these FCA huddles, because every week there's just more and more new faces, which is just wonderful to see.
I was going to ask, how many, I don't know if members is the right word, but how many folks do you have coming routinely at Martinsburg High School then?
I don't. What's the number?
I'll let you take a guess at it.
It's like 70?
Yeah,
70?
we are up
Wow.
around 70 on Friday morning
Yeah.
at Martinsburg. At Hedgesville High School on Thursday morning, we're typically 35 plus. At Spring Mills, we're up to 25 to 35 on a Thursday morning as well. Musselman meets on a club day, and they'll get 80 plus on that club day. South Middle School this morning, I think we were upwards of 35 to 40 there as well. So it's been pretty good numbers of students who are coming at all of our schools.
You attend most of the huddles, Matt?
I try to get to as many as possible. Obviously, some of them meet at times that I just can't get there because there are 2 huddles going on at once, and so I'll alternate from week to week. But yeah, try to get there as much as I can to just encourage and see how the Lord's working. Yeah.
30 seconds, Matt. Go ahead and plug Fields of Faith again, sir.
Hey, Fields of Faith, it is this Sunday evening. It'll be at the Berkeley County Youth Fairgrounds. It begins at 6 p.m. Come grab a slice of pizza, a drink, play some games, get to meet some of the kids, and then about 6:45 we'll start with worship and our testimonies, and we'll wrap up at about 8:30.
Mason, when's the next Martinsburg game?
It is next Tuesday at home against Washington. Be there.
Next Tuesday at home
Yeah.
against Washington, and we're going to get a left-footed goal out of you in that one.
Yes.
You must have faith.
It won't be rubbish. It won't be rubbish.
Not be rubbish. Good to see you, Mason. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Matt, always a pleasure.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks.
Thank you kindly. This is Talk Radio, WNR Martinsburg, and TV 10.